Welcome to the Jeremiah Show. My special guest today in studio from London. She's in Santa Barbara. Icons of Rock is the book. It's Icons of Rock in their own words. Jenny Boyd. Jenny Boyd, welcome back.
Thank you, Jeremiah.
There are so many, I mean, you said it, icons of rock in this book. And I don't say that lightly. I mean, it truly is. If you go through the chapters there, it's just you've talked to some amazing people and they've opened up to you and really shared what drives them, what makes them creative, where they find their music or their creativity. Joni Mitchell is, I think we can all admit, one
pretty
of our
amazing.
favorites. Yeah, amazing. Just a really. But also, I feel like I don't know a lot about her. Can you tell me a little bit about Joni Mitchell?
Yeah. Well, I was introduced to her by Peter Asher must have been about 1988, 1989. And it was great. Yeah, sure. You can, Joni's fine with you interviewing her. And I remember sitting on this little couch together. And as I was watching her and I was really, really listening to her, her face seemed to change, it just kind of became more like a sort of Native American, or it just, and I wasn't on anything, I mean, she's just so expressive and she had all these amazing stories. But I was just thinking about one of the quotes that I love of hers, when I was asking her about, do we all have the potential to be creative? And she said, the net that you capture creativity is made up of the threads of your alertness. And I think that's it. That's about like being in the moment.
Right.
And so that was great. But they have to just read the book, actually, because she talked for a long time about what it was like for her growing up in Canada, where they were sort of sticks and stones people, but she was the musician, or she was the artist. I think it was better if you were the artist. And then gradually, she managed to persuade her parents that she could have a piano or, whatever instrument she needed. And she just goes right from there all the way through. And also the synchronistic moments. I mean, she's pretty magical. And she says there's just these synchronistic moments, things that would just happen without you trying. And it would all come together. And she names quite a few of those.
For her?
For her, yeah. Yep. So yeah, she was just great. And
how long did you get to talk to her?
I think it must have been probably about 40 minutes. Because when I was transcribing it, mind you, I don't type very fast, but as I'm doing it and, rewinding, listening to what she says again, and I'm just so inspired, and then I carry on typing a bit. And I hadn't listened to it, or probably once, since she did it all those years ago. So for me, unearthing these audios has been just the most inspiring thing.
Do you feel like the trick to your trade is listening to the person?
Listening. Yeah.
I think I agree with you. I think we all look for reasons to talk, but then we don't hear what really happens. And if you just stop and listen, you connect so much more with a person.
Right. Yep. And then there would be some, say, like Ravi Shankar, that I asked him one question, but he just went pretty much the whole way. And it was so interesting because it was, a completely different take than any of the other musicians, because it was the traditional Indian way of, playing the sitar, and how that happened and what it was like for him when he found himself at the Monterey Pop Festival, or the other one afterwards, whatever that was called, and so different to the traditional way he had. And he made one stipulation, was that he didn't want anybody before him or anyone after him. So I remember, because I was there on that Sunday, it was pouring with rain. As soon as Ravi came on the platform, it stopped and you could hear a pin drop.
You've witnessed and been at so many magic moments in the music industry. Do you still, it sounds like you're interviewing some new artists, but do you still stay immersed in the music? Not, I'm probably not as much as
Not
before, but
really, not as much.
is it still a big part of your
Yeah.
life?
Music, yes, I love music because I love to dance.
Mhm.
Whether it's sort of just in our apartment in front of the dog, it doesn't matter. I love
Is this
music.
true,
It's
Lucy?
part of.
She's a dancer. Eyes
Eyes
closed.
closed.
My mom does as well. And I don't
Yeah.
know what
Really? Oh
Why
God.
can't you watch
She's
your
doing
parents
it again.
dance?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
What is it?
So
That's
embarrassing.
great. Okay.
Yeah. Um, yeah, but I had all those years where I was working in the addiction field, and that was pretty heavy. So I was very, very into that. And then it's only now in the last sort of maybe 5 years that I've stopped all that and thought, I'm writing because writing is what I love. And the
Why do you love
only
writing so much? I
why
have
do
to
I
take a
love
break.
it?
I know, Richard, but
Yeah,
tell me why you love writing so much.
because
You're a
it's
great
me
writer.
connecting with me.
Yeah.
Because we're out in the world and we're chatting and we're doing this and we're doing that, but writing connects me with me. And also, you can get to that place where you leave yourself open to stuff coming through you that you're writing. And also, it's my way of trying to understand certain things that I might be confused about. But I loved writing the memoir. That was amazing. And I just loved rewriting this and reworking on this. I only really just the writing was really the introduction, but the joy of putting it together was just as powerful.
So all this time you thought I'm not creative, and you'd been around people, and people are asking these famous people, and people ask, "Wow, that you're cool. You're with these people. What are they like?" But now you're really discovering yourself.
Yeah.
It's a more. Is
Yeah.
that what you're saying?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. You're realizing how much you have to offer.
Right.
Yeah. Although you always did,
But you
obviously,
don't
because
know, do you, when
didn't
you're
know.
younger? Yeah.
Jenny, can you you're here till the 15th, right? Let's
Yeah.
how many shows can we do until then? Icons of Rock in Their Own Words by Jenny Boyd. From Eric Clapton to Mick Fleetwood, from Joni Mitchell to George Harrison, Icons of Rock is an incredibly intimate portrait of the world's greatest rock stars and their craft. You can go to thejennyboyd.com and order an autographed copy, or also order it on Amazon UK. And if you're in New York, go to the Beatles Fest. Don't forget, Jenny will be a guest speaker talking about the new book, Icons of Rock in Their Own Words. And we will be right back. Final or